Drummers Against Implied Timekeeping, Richard D'Albus. Bad beat habits. I want to share with you a couple of bad habits that all drummers go through, and myself included many times. And there are certain things that drummers do without even realizing when they're playing a simple rock beat, and I want you to avoid it, or at least be conscious of it, okay? Now, I have a previous video called Greatest Drum, or Really Important Drum Fill. Look at that video because it helps come up with another idea. But what I want to show you is when you're playing a simple medium tempo rock beat, let's say it goes like this. Drummers, and as I say, myself included, will sometimes add 2/16 notes to the bar. And that's not wrong, but it's used sometimes as a stutter, because it's either you're thinking about something else, about where to go in a fill, or it just levels out your rhythm. But it would be an example of a bad beat habit. I want you to avoid it, especially if you're playing crossover. Now, everyone knows coming here that I teach in the open-handed position, and it would be less likely to add those 16th notes. Think of it when you're playing open-handed position. It's possible, and it depends on what you're doing, of course, but as a general rule of thumb, a bad beat habit is adding those 16th notes when there's a rhythm going on, I think, because it chops things up unexpectedly. And a lot of drummers do it, and I want you to be conscious of it and avoid it if you can, all right? So when you're doing a rock beat, gallop, 2/16 notes. Try either do 8th notes, right, left, right, like I have in that important fill video, or just lay the time down. Try to avoid coming off the hi-hat, especially if you're playing crossover, which I'm trying to get you to avoid and play open-handed position unless the tempo is too fast. Now, this is important. If you add those 16th notes on a recording, it just does not translate well. It depends obviously on the song, but it doesn't have the sound or the intention that you may be going for. So avoid those 2/16 notes if you can when you're drumming. Play the time. But avoid coming out of those 2/16 notes. Because it does not translate as well as you may be intending. Now, there may be a context where you will use it, and I understand that, but as a general rule of thumb, I want a lot of younger drummers to be conscious of it. That's why I'm doing this video. You do things, and I do them as well, without realizing them until you have many more years of experience down the road. So just be aware of this bad drum beat habit, all right? If you have any questions, please contact me. I'll answer in the comment section. And welcome everyone who's coming over to visit here. I have lots of videos in my catalog now, 272 some odd videos, which are basically dealing in the open-handed position to play. And I want to enhance your power and your independence. But a video like this tackles creativity. And I want nothing more than you to be more creative as a drummer. And there are certain habits that you may take for granted. I want you to be conscious of them, all right? And it could be bad habits. And I think this is one of them, all right? And as I say, there is an exception always to the rule, depending on context. Remember that always, all right? And welcome everybody, and if you haven't, please subscribe. Your subscription is the support for what I'm doing, and it inspires me to keep going. I'm just flattered that you guys have stood by me and understand that the things that I'm teaching, all right? So again, this is a bad drum habit. I'll do a few more if you like, that I have been guilty of countless times. But I want you to be aware of them as well, all right? And be aware of those 2/16 notes, the gallop, especially if you're playing cross-sticking. I want you to be aware when you're in the open-handed position, you'd be less likely to do those 2/16 notes. It's possible, but your mind starts to switch. That's another reason why I like open-handed position playing, unless there's a tempo or technical issue involved. Then obviously you would either go to your remote hi-hat if you have it, or back to your regular hi-hat. All right? So let me know what you think. My best to all of you, and this is what's on my mind today. Take care. By the way, if I forgot, if you can, I am going to leave my PayPal account open. So any support you can give through PayPal is always greatly appreciated. Take care.